Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about structured data. What is structured data? Structured data is a piece of code that gives search engines additional information about your web page. Google and other search engines have multiple uses for structured data. Here are the two main ways that search engines use structured data. First, to understand more about the contents of a particular web page, and second, to create rich results for your web page. Humans and search engines look at web pages differently. For example, we can understand the details and format of a recipe, but they can't. Adding structured data will help the search engine understand the structure and content within a web page. Structured data can be complicated to understand at first, so let's look at an example. Here we have a simple recipe that any human can understand easily. All the information within this recipe makes sense to you or me, but a search engine will need clear guidance to understand the specific information on the web page. We need to tell Google and other search engines what each of these pieces of information actually mean. Let's be more specific. Imagine you are looking at the amount of calories within the recipe. You can understand which number on the page represents the amount of calories because it's labelled. Search engines need structured data to tell them which number represents the amount of calories there are in a serving of these delicious brownies. We do this by adding structured data to our markup. The structured data is simply a piece of code that tells search engines what the information actually means. Without structured data, search engines won't be able to understand the content within a web page. There are many different items that you can mark up using structured data, depending on the content within your page. The main goal of adding structured data to a web page is to earn a rich result in search results. What is a rich result? When you make a search in Google, you'll be given a list of results. Some are normal results and some are displayed as rich results. A normal result would usually look something like this. The title is displayed in blue, the URL is green, and that's followed by a brief description of the web page. A rich result, also known as a rich snippet, shows the user extra information on top of what you would see in a normal result. A rich result has many different display variations, but here's an example. On top of the normal information you'd see in a search result, in this rich result, Google also displays an image, star rating, baking time, and amount of calories. That's because this web page has used the recipe schema markup type for their structured data. Structured data markup languages. The most common markup language that is used to add structured data to a web page is called JSONLD. The JSONLD script is used in the header of a web page. There are other formats that are available, but JSONLD is the easiest and most widely used. Here is an example of what the JSONLD structured data markup looks like. Remember, this differs slightly for every item that you mark up, but the concept is the same. It's handy to understand, but don't worry, you won't have to write this because there are generators that will do it for us. What is Schema.org? It is a community-run project used to power structured data on the internet. Schema.org is a vocabulary that can be used with many different markup languages, including microdata, RDFA, and JSONLD. Many search engines, including Google and Bing, use schema vocabularies to power rich search results. Over 10 million websites use Schema.org to mark up their web pages. A shared vocabulary like this makes it easier for website owners, developers, and search engines to maximize benefits for their efforts. Essentially, it's a database of different schema types that can be added to web pages and elsewhere on the internet. The most common types of schema markup include events, products, recipes, and reviews. Here are some best practices for structured data. Always use the JSONLD markup format. Be specific with the information you add to structured data. Only mark up content that is visible on your web page. Don't spam. Choose the correct markup item for your web page. And of course, always test and validate your structured data markup. Once you properly understand what it is and how to implement it, you should be good to go. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Once again, thanks and goodbye.